So, how is the preparation going on? Varun? Hi, hi. How is the preparation going on? All good? Yeah, good afternoon, Kalash. All good? Okay. So, we will be today starting with Algebra Part 2. Okay. So, um, welcome everyone. So, I'm Navin. So, I'm a serial 99 percentiler in CAT and XAT. I scored 100 percentile in Quant and LRDI section in CAT 2021. Okay. So I'll be taking you through the algebra, the second part of the Mission CAT session by BYJU'S. So this is our first question. Okay. So we will discuss the questions. We will see some shortcuts. We will see some patterns. We will try to understand how can we solve questions quicker by simple logic, less of calculation. And along with that, we will also discuss different strategies to clear algebra. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Tunes, Money, Vicky, Shrushti. Good afternoon. Okay. So how will we be doing this particular question? If f of a into f of b is equal to f of a into b, and f of 78,125 is equal to 10, then we have to find the value of f of 1 into f of 5 into f of 25 into f of 125 into f of 625 into f of 3,125 into f of 15,625. So what do you think the answer is going to be? So of course there will be, again as usual, two methods. One would be a little faster. We will ignore some things. We will consider a few things. And the second method would be a proper solution, right? So sometimes the proper solution and the alternative approach, they are very different. Sometimes they are very similar. It's just that we skip some steps. So what do you guys think the answer is? So Vicky says the answer is C. Okay. Varun, yeah, it's completely your call if you would like to use GP. Completely your choice, right? How do you like to go about this? Still waiting. Only Vicky has answered so far. Varun has also answered. Okay, so it all starts from here. What is this number 78,125? Does it come in the power of certain number? So this is 5 to the power 7. What is this number 15,625? This is 5 raised to 6. What is this 3,125? This is 5 raised to 5. What is the number 625? This is 5 to the power 4. What is this number 125? So this is 5 cube. What is this number 25? This is 5 square. Okay. Hold on. I think it's going to be hidden behind me, so I'm going to write it to my side. So yes, 625 is 5 to the power 4, 125 is going to be 5 cube, 25 is 5 square, and I believe you guys know that 5 and 1, they are 5 raised to 1 and 5 to the power 0, right? Okay, so it is given to us is, what given to us is that f of 5 to the power 7, which is 78,125, this is given as 10, right? And then we are given a relation with which we can simplify the given term, right? So if I take the second and the second last, as in if I take f of 5 into f of 15,625, which is same as f of 5 into f of 5 to the power 6. So when you multiply two functions like these, then you end up having one function where the values within them, they get multiplied. So when you multiply these two, you will end up having 5 into 5 to the power 6, which is 5 to the power 7, which is again nothing but 10. So this gives you 10, right? Similarly, f of 25 into f of 3125, that will be another 10. And similarly, f of 125 into f of 165, that will be another 10, because that will end in f of 5 to the power 7. So that is going to be 10. So we have three pairs of 10s getting multiplied, right? They are all getting multiplied. Ye bhi 10 ho gaya. 10 into 10 into 10 is 1000. Now question arises, what is f of 1? F of 1 is definitely not going to be another 10, right? Because that is going to not give you the option D. So if you have to figure out what f of 1 is, because that's where you are stuck, there are two things you can do. You can straight away be like, f of 1 kuch hoga, 1 hoga, or something else will happen, and you can straight away mark option Charlie, C option, and you can move ahead. Or you, if you are not satisfied with the logic that you have, that f of 1 is definitely not 10, then you will have to, write it like f of 1 into b is equal to f of 1 into f of b. So this results in f of 1 is equal to 1, right? So the moment you get f of 1 is equal to 1 from here, because you will get f of b is equal to f of 1 into f of b. F of b cancels out, so you have got f of 1 is equal to 1. Given that f of b is not 0, right? So if f of 1 is 1, तो ये तो 1 है. That means every other pair will end up in 10. So you will have 1000 as the answer, right? Okay, the second one, another question on sequences and series. So these questions, they may look like functions or some random questions, but they all are related to some pattern. Let's see. And these types of sequences and series questions, they are more prevalent in CAT. They will not give you a very standard APG. I mean, they give you, but they give you very seldom. More questions come from miscellaneous types, as in questions like these, where you do not know the formula. I mean, there is no formula for this, right? Or even if it is, in order to get to that formula, you will have to spend a lot of time, write down a lot of steps, right? So what do you guys think the answer is going to be? Again, there are going to be at least two different ways to solve this. We will discuss both the methods. Anyone? Options are your biggest friends here. Varun has answered so far. What about others? Akhil, Vicky, Srushti, Mane, Vijay, Kalash, Toons. No? Okay. So it's given that A1 is equal to 2. Let's figure out what A2 is. As in second term क्या होगा? Okay. Money has answered. That is close money. Varun, this is not an AP, no? That's what I said in the beginning, no? The questions that are given, they are not generally AP-GP. दुनिया में केवल एक ही सीरीज नहीं होता arithmetic progression. AP-GP के अलावा they have got hundreds and thousands of different series and sequences. This question is not AP or GP. I mean, this may be a GP. We don't know that yet. This may be an AP. We don't know that yet. So assumption in the beginning that it is an AP, ये मुश्किल कर देगा. So in order to figure out if it's an AP or GP, we should know at least 3 values. Unless until you don't have 3 values, how do you know that the difference is common, or if the ratio is common, or if neither of them happens, right? So A2 will happen. A2 is going to be 2 times A1 plus 3. इसका use करके, right? So this will become 2 times 2 plus 3, which is going to be 7. Okay. A3 will be 2 times A2 plus 3. Excuse me. So this is going to be 2 times 7 plus 3, which is going to be 17. Ab we have so far these 3 numbers, 2, 7 and 17. What is this? Is this an AP? No. Is this a GP? It's neither AP nor GP. HP to dur ki baat hai. You don't get questions on HP, right? So how do we figure out what the answer is? So what you have to do, if you want to be more confident, you can go ahead and figure out what A4, A5, A6, A7 and so on those are. Or there are 2 approaches to this. Now the first approach is, I have to write 2 in one of these formats, right? So can I write 5? देखो options में what is happening? They are multiplying 5 into 2 ka power something. Don't look at 99 right now. 5 into 2 ka power something minus 5. So can I write 2 as 5 into 2 ka power something minus 5? 0, 1, 2. कुछ ऐसा लिख सकते हो क्या? So that it gives you 2. 5 into 2 ka power some number. As in 5 into 2 minus 5, 5 into 2 square. 2 square is 4. 5 into 4 minus 5, 5 into 8 minus 5. Will any of that give you a 2? No. So A to nahi ho raha. Okay. Next approach is, can I write 2 as 5 into something ka power 5, 5 into 2 ka power something plus 5. So 5 into 2 ka power 0 plus 5. नहीं, वो तो 10 हो जाएगा. 5 into 2 का power 1 plus 5. That will become 15. 5 into 2 square plus 5. That is 25. 2 तो नहीं आ रहा. 5 into 2 to the power minus 1. 2 to the power minus 1 is 0.5. 1 by 2. 5 by 2 plus 5. ये भी नहीं दे रहा. ये तो उल्टा point दे रहा. So B also can't be your answer. Okay. C. 5 into 2 to the power something plus 3. Okay, 5 into 2 to the power 1 plus 3. That is 13. Excuse me. That is 13. 13 हो गया. 5 into 2 to the power 0 plus 3. 5 into 1 plus 3. ये तो 8 दे रहा है. And if you increase the powers of 2, it will become more. So C is also not your answer. Your answer is D. The moment you get D as the answer, तो अब ये practice पे depend करता है. More you practice, more confidence you are going to have right after you are done with just one term. You don't have to check 7 and 17. But if you haven't practiced enough, तो आपको फिर ये करना पड़ेगा. So I have to write 2 as 5 into 2 का power something minus 3. The only thing that makes sense is 0. क्योंकि अपन 0 देंगे तो ये 1 हो जाएगा. 5 minus 3 is 2. If I go by that logic, will the next term make sense? 5 into 2 minus 3 is 7. अरे हाँ. Will the next term make sense? 5 into 2 square minus 3. 5 into 4 is 20 minus 3 is 7. जो pattern लिख रहे थे, it satisfies the first 3 terms. Again, confidence. If you're confident enough, good enough. If you're not, you will have to see or figure out more terms, right? So, if this first term has a power 0, second term has a power 1, third term has a power 2. So 100th term should have a power 99, which is there in all the 4 options anyways, right? So D becomes your answer. So this is the first approach, right? Is it clear? Because I'm going to erase this and I'm going to give you the alternate approach because I need those options. So what now I'm going to do is, I'm going to look at this A100. So इस पे ध्यान दो. If this is 100, this is 99, this is 99, this is 99, this is 99. है ना? So if you want to generalize it, can I say that AN, don't look at this. This is irrelevant. When you're solving such questions, the formula or the pattern generator that they have given us, that entire thing is irrelevant now. So if I want to figure out A of n, so can I say the first option can be generalized at 5 into 2 to the power n minus 5. Second option can be generalized as 5 to the power 2 n minus 1, plus 5, 5 into 2 to the power n minus 1 plus 3 and 5 into 2 to the power n minus 1 minus 3. ऐसे कर सकते हैं? Because if A100 was 2 to the power 99 everywhere, so AN will become 2 to the power n minus 1. So what I did was, they gave us a definite value of A100 that they wanted. I was like, nahi, definite value I'm not going to give you. I will generalize it. Because the moment I generalize it, now what happens is, if n is 1, I should be getting a 2. So if n is 1, this becomes this. The second option gives you this, the third option gives you this, and the fourth option gives you this. If you try to figure out which out of these is 2, you will realize only the fourth option is 2. Suppose the options were such that 2 or 3 options were giving us 2. तब क्या करेंगे? We will figure out the next term using the generator. ठीक है, फिर इसका यूज करके नेक्स्ट टर्म फिगर आउट कर लेंगे. एंड फॉर n इज इक्वल टू 2, इट शुड स्टिल satisfy because this is like a property to it, this is like a formula for this question. So when you have got such complex non-AP, non-GP sequences and series, you need to look at the options because that's your friend there every single time, not in such questions but every question, and use it because there will be a pattern in the options. I agree that some of you said that the difference is in AP. I understand, पर उसको निकालने में अभी अलग टेंशन है. It's not easy when the differences are in AP, or if the differences are in AP, right? So those are second level, third level, fourth level APs. Very difficult to solve. I hope it is clear now. Okay, next question. You don't have to find the values of x, you have to find the range of f of x. Unfortunately, we have the option which says none of the above. Otherwise, this would have been a very easy answer, as in very easy to solve this. Okay, the solution would have been a difficult one. It's going to be a difficult one because we have none of the above. Difficult matlab time consuming thoda. As in you will take two steps chahiye kam se kam. Otherwise, I can use options and solve it much quicker. Right, Akhil. That's the thing. No, it's going to be B or D. Right. Since we have none of the above, as in none of the given, so we need concrete solution. Okay. So what we do in such questions is we factorize it. Okay. So if you factorize it, you will have numerator can be written as x minus 4 into x plus 1, and your this is 4, okay, and the denominator can be written as x minus 1 into x minus 2, right? This is your f of x. Now, if you want to figure out the range of values of f of x, what you do is you multiply the numerator and denominator. Okay? You multiply them. So when you multiply, you get a new, let's say g of x, which will look like x plus 1 into x minus 1. मैं थोड़ा rearrange कर ले रहा हूँ, ठीक है? That's what I'm doing. So this is how you are going to rearrange. Okay. Please remember that in each of f of x or g of x should not be 1 or 2. क्यों? Denominator 0 allowed ही नहीं है ना? Even though the question has given us such that denominator can be 0, but it's too stupid. So we never take it as 0. So x can't be 1 or 2. The moment you get x can't be 1 or 2, you know that, sorry, it's the range of g, no? So the moment you get that x cannot be 1 or 2, so you know कि क्या होने वाला है, ठीक है? अब what I am going to do is I'm going to multiply. I'm going to multiply this is going to be a fourth order. And if I equate it to 1, that will be delta is going to make it difficult. Hold on, let me think which is going to be easier, because अगर अपन इसको कर लिए तो ये उधर जा सकता है. नहीं, this is going to be more time consuming. Wrong start. Okay. So what you do in such questions is you say that f of x, whatever is given, is equal to, let's say, some other variable, some letter, English letter, that is equal to y. Now, since we have to figure out the range of f of x, in other words, you have to figure out the range of this quotient polynomial, which is another way to understand that you have to figure out the range of y. So question is not range of f of x anymore. The question is range of y बताना है कि y की value, what could be the minimum, what could be the maximum, right? So we will have to cross multiply. So you will get x square minus 3x minus 4 is equal to y times x square minus 3x plus 2. If you rearrange, you will have 1 minus y x square minus 3y minus 1 into x, and then minus 4y, no, minus 4, hold on, मेरा ये वाला 1 minus y हो जाना चाहिए, and this is going to be minus 4 minus 2y. is equal to 0. So if I take out 2 common outside, I will have 2 plus y inside. Now, this is a quadratic, right? So if it's a quadratic and y shouldn't be, x should always be a real number, right? X should always be a real value. So if x is going to be real value, when is this going to happen? When its discriminant is going to be positive, negative, non-negative, non-positive. कब होता है? When do you have real values of x that will satisfy it? Anyone? How options I can do, Varun, but then you have got none of the above, no? That's the issue. So we'll have to solve it. So what about the discriminant? What should discriminant look like? If you want real values, discriminant में imaginary values कब होते हैं, real values कब होते हैं? Equal roots when do you have? When you have non-equal roots, when you have got real roots, when discriminant is greater than equal to 0. So you will have 3 times 1 minus y greater than equal to Zain, because जब equal to होता है तब भी really होता है. 3 times 1 minus y, that is b square minus 4a and c. C is going to be minus 4 minus 2y and greater than equal to 0. So the kind of question which I will mark using the options, solving it, and because of the none of the above, I am not actually going to solve this question in the exam. Not worth, right? So this is 9 times 1 minus y square minus 4, and the other 2 will come outside, so it will become plus 8. 1 minus y, and I will have here 2 plus y is greater than equal to 0. ये बहुत लंबा जा रहा है. But you know that in the next step, when I open the brackets and if I expand, I'll get y square. So I'll get a quadratic in y, so that will give you a range in y. ठीक है? If I put in the options, can this be equal to 1? क्या इसकी value 1 हो सकती है? In other words, I am saying, can y be 1? Suppose it is 1. Suppose, yes, it is 1. Then if I cross multiply, won't I have x square minus 3x plus 4 is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2, which gives you, this is a minus 4, that gives you minus 4 is equal to 2. ये तो नहीं होता भाई. So that means our assumption that the value of this quotient polynomial can be 1 is totally wrong. So it can't be 1. It can't be 1, so option A is gone for a toss. नहीं हो सकता. Right? Okay. Next question is, can the value of this entire quotient polynomial be equal to 0? मैं मान लेता हूं, suppose this is 0. If this is 0, that means x square minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0, as in the numerator is equal to 0. If the numerator is equal to 0, so x can be equal to minus 4, and this was plus 4 and minus 1. So it can be plus 4 and minus 1. ठीक है? So x is real, no? Real तो आ गया. So can it be equal to 0? Yes, it can be equal to 0. In option C, you can't have 0. 0 is not allowed. The only values that are allowed are between 1 and 25. So the only thing that you are left with is option B, right? So I will mark option B and I'll move ahead. I'm not going to solve this particular process. I believe everybody is aware of what you do now. You open it, you will get a quadratic in y. Okay, you will get a quadratic in y. From this, you will get the range of y. And since this is greater than equal to 0, you will get two ranges. As in, you will get range, union, range. Right? So it will most probably give you this particular answer. No, Varun, answer is B only. It will be B. Because if you put it this equal to 2 or something, it will still not give you real values of x. It will give you imaginary values. अब 2 करके देखो, cross multiply, you'll get a quadratic. If you solve for x, you'll get imaginary. Okay. So the kind of question which you solve either using options or you don't solve at all. Okay, next one. Again, question of sequences in series. No, because if it's f of 6 and f of minus 6, they're very far. 12, 13 values to nahi calculate karne wale, right? So there has to be some other pattern, some jugaad by which we can figure out f of minus 6 if we know what f of 6 is, right? So what shall we do to get f of minus 6 from there and f of 6 is given? ठीक है. 1, 2 steps and you can solve this. How Varun, infinity can come? Put x is equal to infinity. You'll get infinity. The value of that entire fraction can be infinity. Very much possible. Two steps as in you write down one thing, you will get something. Then you write down the next thing, you will get your answer. There is a reason they have given us f of minus 6 from f of 6 and not f of 18 or f of 11. Random numbers nahi hai. So when they give you questions like these, there has to be some pattern between 6 and minus 6. Anyone? B or D? Why B or D, Firoza? As in, why options in options? Are you getting 37? Is that so why you said 36 भी हो सकता है, 38 भी हो सकता है, or what? Okay, so I want f of minus 6 from f of 6. So what shall I do so that I get f of 6 and f of minus 6 दोनों मिल जाए? ये given है ना हमें generator. So I'll put x is equal to 6, y is equal to minus 6, or y is equal to 6, x is equal to minus 6. These are variables, whichever value would you like to put. So if I put f of 6 as, 6 as x, and y की जगह पे if I put minus x, so I will get f of 6 plus f of minus 6 plus 6 into minus 6 minus 5. So you get f of 0 is equal to f of 6, 10 hai, we know that, plus f of minus 6 minus 36 minus 5. Kitna acha hota if we would have known what f of 0 is. If I know what f of 0 is, the value, everything is known. F of minus 6 aa jayega apne aap. So my target is to somehow calculate f of 0. Jugaad, right? So for that, I cannot use some random numbers. I have to use the value that I'm already aware of and get f of 0. So for that, socho, don't you think this will help us figure out what f of 0 is? This results in f of 6 is equal to f of 0 plus f of 6 plus 0 minus 5. So f of 6 you don't even have to put. So actually instead of 6 you would have taken either any other number, then also f of 0 ही निकल कर आता. So you just got what f of 0 is. F of 0 is 5. So once you get f of 0, what that is, you will get 5 and you will automatically rearrange, you will get what f of minus 6 is going to be, which is B, money. Is it clear? This is like a sequence with variables. You have to select values for those variables so that it gives you the result that you're looking for. Maybe in one step, maybe in 2 steps, maybe in 10 steps. We don't know that initially. Okay. But in the exam, the kind of questions they will give you, it should be done within 4 to 5 steps. 10 steps wale questions nahi aate, and even if it comes, we leave them. Got it? So this is exactly how you do every single time. Okay, the next one. Find the maximum value of this for when x is between 2 and 12. Find the maximum possible value for this when x is between 2 and 12. Oh, okay. Many it happens. Sometimes we miss one part and we end up, forking or going away in some other direction. एक silly mistake हो जाता है, we miss out. It happens even to me. Varun, that's it. 6 and minus 6 and 1 bar 0. Because when you substitute 6 and minus 6, you get one f of 0. F of 0 we don't know, it's not given also. So in order to figure out what f of 0 is, you need one more sequence where you put f of 0, as in when you put 0 and 6. Okay, what about this? This may look like this is a question from polynomials, maximum, minimum of polynomials, but it is not. Okay, Akhil and Kaushal, they both have answered. I don't know if it's the correct answer. What did you do, Akhil, Kaushal? What did you put? What value of x did you put there? Calculus, as in you differentiated it. What about you, Kaushal? What did you do? Acha, differentiate. Eight. So of course, engineers will have a bit of an upper hand over here because they can differentiate it pretty quick, get the value of x where you will get the maxima, put it back and solve it, right? People who don't know the differentiation and how do you figure out the maxima or minima of a polynomial or any given thing. For them, you have got one particular format which is called AMGM. I hope everybody is aware of AMGM. ठीक है? So I'll give you a brief overview. So AMGM में क्या होता है? That it is given that suppose A plus B is equal to N, and if you are asked what is the maxima of AB square, तो what you do, तो मैं इसको थोड़ा generalize कर लेता हूँ. Okay. Suppose it is given that AX plus BY is equal to C. This is given to you. This may look like a line. It's not line. ठीक है? ये line का equation नहीं है. मतलब है पर नहीं है. We are not looking at from that perspective. And then you are asked to find out, to figure out the maximum value of, let's say, x to the power m into y to the power n. तो आप क्या करते हो? This is how you solve it. Look at the total powers of m and n. है ना? Total powers of m and n is m plus n. So x is given a power of m, no? So आप क्या कर लोगे? You will write m by m plus n into x का coefficient is a, तो उसको 1 by a into c. So this is what you're going to write and give a power of m here. Next, what is the power of y? N. So you're going to write n divided by m plus n into coefficient of y is b, no? So you write down 1 by b into 1 by b into c, and the power n is given. So you give the power n. So this is the maximum possible value of this. So let me help you with some examples. Suppose you are given 2x plus 5y is equal to, let's say, 20, and you are asked to find the maximum possible value of xy cube. ठीक है? तो आप क्या करते हो? You see xy cube first. First step. What is the power? Total powers there? 4, 1 and 3. So x gets how much power? X gets 1/4 of the total powers. So x को 1/4 of the total value 20 भी मिलेगा. 20 का भी 1/4 मिलेगा. But since x has a coefficient 2, so you write down 1 by 2. The power is 1 to x, so power is 1. So this is the value of x that you are supposed to have. That will give you the maxima. Then look at y. Y को 3 power मिला out of 4 powers. So y will get 3/4 of the total value as well. Total value मतलब 20 का भी 3/4 मिलेगा. And since the coefficient of y is 5, you are going to put 1 by 5 here as well. And since the power is 3, don't forget to put 3. So this is the value of y that will maximize it. Now if you solve it, this is going to be 27 का 2.5. 27 का 2.5 का मतलब हो गया 135 by 2. 67.5 is the highest value you can have. So this is what you do. Oh, okay, Kaushal. Okay, I hope it is clear now what you do. So you must have solved similar questions also. It was given that a plus b is equal to 20. Find the maximum possible value of a into b. ये करा हुआ है ना? When the values are closest. So these are very simple, right? But what happens when you have coefficients and when you have different powers? Then it doesn't work all the time, right? So for that I have given you the standard format, the shortest possible way to use AMGM. So I'm going to use AMGM over here. How do I know I have to use AMGM? देखो उधर brackets multiply हो रहा है ना, तो AMGM लगाने का है. So this is how I'm going to change the question to. I'm going to assume this as A. I'm going to assume this as B. What is A plus B? As per the assumption, what do you think A and B का sum is? 12 minus x and x minus 2 को add करो, कितना है? 10. So can I say A plus B is 10? It is given. Given matlab explicitly they did not mention it. We figured out ki haan, a plus b is 10. And they have asked us to figure out the maximum possible value of a square b cube. So how will we figure out what is the maximum possible value of a square b cube? तो अपन यही करेंगे ना, a को 2/5 of total value मिलेगी स्क्वायर, b को 3/5 of total value मिलेगा उसका क्यूब. Why did I not write 1 upon something, 1 upon something? Because a and b का coefficients are 1 and 1. So 1 upon 1 लिख के क्या ही कर लेंगे? The value is not going to change. So this becomes 4 square into 6 cube. Now I'm not going to solve what 4 square and 6 cube is going to be. ठीक है, इतना टाइम नहीं मेरे पास. I just know that this is a number that will end in 6. 4 square ends in 6. 6 cube ends in 6. 6 into 6 ends in 6. The only option that ends in 6 is 8. So this is how people who don't know calculus or differentiation or how to figure out maximum minima, this is what they need to do. Varun, write it 5-10 times, याद हो जाएगा. There was a reason when you were kids, whenever you used to make mistakes, teacher was like, इसको 100 बार लिख कर लाना. Write it down 100 times, 10 times, 50 times. That's how you remember things. Okay, the next question. How many integral values satisfy the given condition? Everyone, please do like the video. Much better. And people who are watching but haven't subscribed, please do subscribe so that you can also write in the live chat. You can ask your doubts. So this is something which is part of inequality of polynomials. I believe everybody must have done. You know? So if you don't write down the entire thing and still figure out what the pattern is going to be, it's great. But people who don't figure out the pattern, who are bad at figuring out the pattern, who has no idea what is going to happen in the future unless and until they do write it, you guys will end up taking more time as compared to others. You will also get the answer, though time consuming hoga. Okay. So 2 people have answered C. I'm not saying that's the answer. We will solve it and we'll see if C is the answer or not. All you have to do is draw the graph, right? So I'll be drawing the entire thing for people who don't understand the pattern. So I'm going to put those values of x for which each factor, each bracket को factor बोलते हैं polynomial में. So each factor is going to be 0. So this is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, पूरा लिखूंगा मैं, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, and 40. I hope I haven't missed anything. 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. Okay. So there were 20 factors. There are 20 brackets, no? 2 into 1 se leke 2 into 20. So I have 20 values. Now I'm going to draw the graph of this. So since x is on the left hand side and the powers are odd, no? Sabhi ka power odd hai. तो अब क्या होगा, it will form a wave, it will form like a, it will be a snake. So this will go like this. Okay, so it started from top above x-axis, it went like a wave, and eventually at on the left hand side it went upwards again. So now we have to figure out less than equal to 0. Less than equal to 0 means you have to figure out those points on the x-axis, integral points. Okay, those integral points on the x-axis where this drawing, also called as graph, is either on the x-axis or below it. कितनी जगहों पर है? At 40 it is on the x-axis, एक value. At 39 it is below x-axis, 2 value. 38 3 value. 37 पे तो ऊपर है, can't take 37. 36 fourth. 35 fifth. 34th 6th. 33rd above है, ऊपर है. So can't take these, right? So I shouldn't even use this. Okay. 32nd पे 31st, 38th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 24th, 23rd, 22nd, 20, 19, 18, 16, 15, 14, 12, 9, 10, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. If you count how many points we have got, integral points where the graph is either on the x-axis or below it, you will count. There are 30 such points that I have just plotted. Okay. Another way to solve this would be, there were 20 integral values where the graph was touching, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, ये सब पे तो touch करता है ना? So less than or equal to 0 में, it will be a scenario where it will be equal to 0. For less than 0, we can see that since there are how many pairs of such drawings. So मैं इसको ऐसे denote करता हूँ. If I look at this graph, इतना बस. This is getting repeated how many times? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't you think it will be 10 times? So 10 times में से हर एक बार में there is only one point that you get. In the next such sequence, एक point. In the next such sequence, you get one more point, which was not already counted here. So you will get 10 integral points more where it is less than 0. So total 30 हो जाएगा. Now, if your question, the question that is coming to your mind, sir, do we have to write down all these integers? Unfortunately, without writing it down, if you are not able to figure out कि कहाँ मिलेगा और कहाँ नहीं, so you will have to write it down, right? There is some pattern which you will have to figure out on your own. Okay, so total 30. So Akhil and Zen both answer 30. 30 is the answer. Next one, the greatest integer function. इसमें भी if you can't figure out the pattern, so maybe you will have to end up writing all the 64 values, है ना? Let's see who answers it correctly first. Varun has answered first, but is it correct? We'll have to see. Anyone else? Okay, greatest integer of square root of 1 will be 1. Greatest integer of square root of 2 will be greatest integer of 1.414, which will still be 1. Greatest integer of square root of 3 will be 1. Greatest integer of square root of 4 will be 2. Last 2 कब मिलेगा? At greatest integer of 8. Because at the greatest integer of square root of 9, we are going to get 3. And this 3 will continue until when? जब तक 4 नहीं मिलेगा. The numbers are right before 4. So you'll get a 4 when you write square root of 16, right? So इधर को अपने को मिलेगा square root of 15 तक में you will get 3. Because from greatest integer of square root of 16 you start getting 4 and this continues. So ये 1 कितनी बार मिला? 3 times. How many times do you think 2 is written over here? Or in other words, how many times 2 will be added? How many greatest integer values will result into? 5 times. 7. Count करके देखो. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7. Right? 3, 5, 7. So if I continue like this, so can I say 1 will be found 3 times? 2 will be found 5 times. 3 will be found 7 times. 4 will be found 9 times. देखो इसमें pattern है. These are odd numbers and these are consecutive numbers. 5 will be found 11 times. 6 will be found 13 times. 7 will be found 15 times. But 8 will be found just once. Sorry, this is 8. एक ही बार मिलेगा. Square root of 64 is there only once. So this is 3, 10, 21, 36, 55, 78, 105 and 8. Do you think I'm really going to add it? I'm going to look at the last digit only because the last digits are different for all the 4 options. So 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 6 is 0, 5 plus 5 is 10, 8 plus 8 is 16. 6 से end होना चाहिए. This will definitely end in 316. I don't have to add them because the last digit ends in 6, so 316 ही होगा. No other way. Varun, I was looking at the pattern. That's how I decided कि 3, 5, 7 के बाद क्या आना चाहिए? 9. I don't know if it is going to be 9 unless and until I actually count it. Root 16 to root under 624 तक का 5 आएगा ना because square root of 25 का GIF greatest integer function will be 5. Count 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 9 हो गया ना? Odd values. Or you count 1 by 1. That's what I was saying. If you can figure out, there is a pattern, no? This is n and this is 2n plus 1. n is 1, 2n plus 1 is 3, n is 2, 2 का double 4, 4 plus 1 5, 3, 3 का double 6, 6 से एक ज़्यादा, next 4, 4 का double 8, 8 से एक ज़्यादा, and this continues. Okay, next one. Find the area under the graph traced by. You have got 3 inequalities and you have to figure out the area. Straightforward, right? The link is given in the description, guys, for our Instagram and Telegram channel and the Facebook. Everything is given. Please do join. Charger. Y2 gallery. I don't know. Math totally can go for MBA. Did not understand that YouTube gallery. What were you trying to imply? Diluted gaming says A is the answer. Okay. YouTube गैलरी टेल मी क्या कहना क्या चाह रहे हो, वो समझ नहीं आया उस स्टेटमेंट से कि आई डोंट नो मैथ टोटली कैन गो फॉर एमबीए. समझ नहीं आया क्या पूछ रहे हो. Prathamesh says B. Diluted gaming says A. So draw the graphs, right? ये एक चार है. So the x-axis and the y-axis. He's saying, can you do MBA without learning math? Achha, okay, caution. Achha, sir, I don't know math totally. Can I go for MBA? No. No, YouTube gallery. You need to know maths and English, LRD, all three sections equally good. बिना उसके नहीं कर सकते. मतलब you won't be able to clear most of the exams. Good colleges you won't be able to get through. So for this, once I'll put x is equal to 0, you will get y is equal to plus 3 and minus 3. है ना? So this is 0 comma 3 and this is 0 comma minus 3. And when I put y is equal to 0, I will get x is equal to plus minus 4. So one is going to be 4 comma 0 and the other is going to be minus 4 comma 0. And I'm going to join them. So you get a rhombus. You know? Okay. The next one is mod x is less than equal to 12. So x is going to be 12 very far, right? These are going to be pair of vertical lines at x is equal to 12 and x is equal to minus 12. So ये तो definitely नहीं help कर रहा. Okay. The next one is mod y is less than equal to 1.5. Mod y is less than equal to 1.5 का मतलब है y is at 3 and minus 3, no? तो इसके बीचों बीच. So you're going to have pair of horizontal lines where one will be y is equal to 1.5 and the other will be y is equal to minus 1.5. And we are asked to figure out the area. So within all of these, the area that will lie is going to be this particular shaded region. So हमें इसका area निकालने का. So what I am going to do is, I am going to figure out the area at this triangle of this triangle and I'm going to double it. इतना चलेगा ना? So what is the height of this triangle? This height was 3 from the origin and this is 1.5, है ना? So this height will be 1.5. So 2 times of half into base, sorry, height is 1.5. Now I need the base. So what will be this distance from here to here? Right? So I will have to put y is equal to 1.5. So I will get the value of x. So x will turn out to be 6, 2. So from minus 2 to 2, you have the value of x that lies, right? So that's a base of 4. So 1.5 into 4 is 6 square units. So I figured out the area which lies outside these two triangles. अब क्या करेंगे? If I need the area of the shaded region, I'm going to calculate the area of that entire rhombus, which is given as half into product of diagonals. One diagonal is of length 6 units. The other diagonal is of length -4 to 4, 8 units. और उसमें से ये बाहर वाला माइनस कर दो, right? So 24 minus 6, which will give you 18 square units, which is C, your answer. Okay. Half into 6 into 8, 48 ka half 24. 24 minus 6 is 18, and that is 1.5 into 4. 1.5 is the height, base is 4. Uska double, because I want to figure out the triangle at the top and on the bottom. So iska area total 6 आया और पूरे में से minus कर दिया. So I got the area which is the middle, the shaded region, right? That hexagon looking figure, which is not exactly regular, but hexagon. So 18 is your answer. Okay, next one. Binomial. तो माइनस नहीं करते तो डेल्टा आता. So diluted, did you answer delta? You answered alpha. हाफ कर दिया था. This one. Find the coefficient of x raised to 8 in the expansion. दोबारा आ गया. If this part. YouTube gallery, start studying English and maths daily. Pick up your NCERT books of maths and start reading articles and stories, so that you get somewhat a grasp of grammar, very important, and also vocab, so that you understand what you are reading. So you start from there. Once you get a little confidence आगे जाता है ना कि हाँ, I'm able to understand things now, then you can look out for the other all the different types of exams. उसमें देखो कि figure out, download the previous year papers, okay, and then from there figure out which one do you think is up to your level. Okay, for everyone there is a different level of maths and English or LRDI or general awareness required. तो अपने हिसाब से देख लो कि कौन सा सबसे बढ़िया होगा. Try that exam first once. Okay. Anyone who knows how to do this question? Coefficient of x raised to 8 in the expansion of this? Akhil is getting -78. Okay, let's see. So 1 plus x to the power 10. So I'm going to write down the first factor as such. 1 plus x to the power 10 is going to be 1 plus x plus 1 plus 10x plus 55x square and so on and so forth, and last में 55x to the power 8 plus 10x to the power 9 plus x to the power 10. So this is what the expansion of that binomial is going to look like. Where did I get that 10 and 55 from? I have learned it. Okay, in case you have no idea, don't worry about it. अब क्या होगा? I need the coefficient of x to the power 8. So when this x cube is going to get multiplied with what power of x from the second factor कि x to the power 8 generate हो. So can I say this x cube is going to be multiplied with x to the power 5 so that you get x to the power 8? So when you multiply x cube and x to the power 5, the coefficient of x to the power 8 will be the same as what the coefficient of x to the power 5 is. Now what is the coefficient of x to the power 5? It's given as total 10 था ना, 10c5 ये होता है. Next is x square. X square is going to get multiplied with what kind of power of x from the binomial so that it results in x to the power 8. X to the power 2 into x to the power 6 will give us x to the power 8, right? So x to the power 6 तो actually इसके बाजू वाला ही होगा. So x square into x to the power 6 will result in x to the power 8. So what will be the coefficient of x to the power 6? 10c6. टोटल पावर में c लगा के जो पावर है x का वो लिख देते हैं. So 10c6, 10c5, 10c4. Next is this x. This x is going to get multiplied with what type of power of x from the binomial so that it results in x to the power 8. X to the power 7 चाहिए अपने को. X into x to the power 7, x to the power 8 बनेगा. So what will be the coefficient of this? This will be 10c7. Will I get any coefficient of x to the power 8 anymore? No, because each of these 11 terms from this binomial expansion will get multiplied with one of these three at least, no? The powers will obviously increase. So what will be the coefficient? Coefficient will be coefficient of this into 10 to the power into 10c5 plus ये वाला coefficient which is -1 into 10c6. फिर ये वाला -1 into 10c7. So this is the sum of the coefficients as asked. 10c5 not going to be easy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 divided by 5 factorial. I'll keep -1 as such. 10c6 is going to be 10, 9, कर ही लेते हैं. 10, 9, 8 and 7 into, hold on, 10 से 6 मतलब 10 से 6 तक का प्रोडक्ट लिखना है. So 6 into 5 divided by 6 factorial and then you will have plus -1 into 10. 10c7 को I can write 10c3 also, no? To make the calculation easier, I should have done the same thing with 10c6. 10c6 को 10c4 लिख देते हैं अपन. To make the calculation easier, that's the only thing. So 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 by 4 factorial and 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 3 factorial. Whew. So from 5 factorial, 1, 10 will go away, 5 into 2 and 6 and 4. So you will have 9 into 4 into 7 minus 4 factorial में 8 चला जाएगा. This is 3. So this is 210 minus 3 factorial में 1 3 will go and 1 4 minus 120. So what is 9 into 4 into 7? 28 into 9. 252. So 252 minus 330, which will result in 50 plus 30 plus 2 minus 78. Calculative. The latter part was calculative. The first part where you're supposed to get x to the power 8 was not that calculative. And I thought about simplifying 10c5 plus 10c6 करके कुछ, can't really do anything. Okay. 10th, a question on log. हाँ YouTube, जो नहीं पता उसको सीखो. If you don't know factorization, pick up a book, any book. Your name is YouTube gallery, so you should be good with YouTube, right? So YouTube पे search करो where you can find the factorizations, concepts and everything. Sit down with a pen and paper, solve it. practice it for another 2-3 days or maybe 100 questions, and eventually you will be good with factorization. जो नहीं आता उसको सीखना पड़ता है, बिना सीखे तो आज तक कुछ नहीं हुआ, राइट? I calculated the NCR diluted gaming. Do you know how to calculate NCR? 10C3, 5C3, 100C5, 20C11 वगैरह वगैरह. तो मैंने वो calculate करा. The first part was to figure out x to the power 8. When you multiply two terms with the same base, the powers add, right? So x into x to the power 7 will give you x to the power 1 plus 7, which is 8. X square into x to the power 6 will give you x to the power 2 plus 6, which is x to the power 8. So पहला वाला bracket factor में I saw what powers of x I had. Figure out in order to generate x to the power 8 what powers are missing. Those powers I selected from the second bracket, which is known as binomial, because there were two terms, 1 and x in the bracket. Okay. This one, it is going to use one property of log and one calculation, and you will be able to answer this. Anyone? To help you, log a to the base b can be written as 1 upon log b to the base a. You can interchange the value and the base. All you have to do is interchange numerator and denominator. हाँ सूरज सॉल्व नहीं कर रहा, मैं बस बता रहा हूं कि यूज क्या करना है. Not solving. Kaushal and Akhil both have got the answer. We will see if it's the correct answer or not. Use a bit of common sense, you will realize that out of these 4 options, 2 options are wrong. सीधे सीधे आंख बंद करके definitely wrong. Which 2 options are definite wrong? Never. B and C both are wrong. Value negative नहीं होता ना log में. You can't calculate log of -1, log of -2. It is not allowed in logarithm. So wherever negative sign is there, वो गया. You're left with alpha and delta. अब इसमें से तुक्का मारना है या solve करना है, your choice. A? Okay, Suraj is getting A. So it will be A, Suraj. It should be. None of the above is very rarely the answer. In LRDI, they generally are. Excuse me. So, excuse me. I can write the first term as log n to the base. Sorry, 2 to. Ulta ho jayega na. I'm going to write this as log 2 to the base n. The next one will become log 4 की जगह directly 2 square लिख रहा हूं मैं. Log 8 की जगह I'm straight away writing 2 cube. And this continues. And the last term is going to be 4096. 4096 की जगह I'm straight away writing 2 to the power 12 to the base n. 1024 is 2 to the power 10 into 4, which is 2 square, is 4096. Now, what happens when you have a lot of logs with the same base? Here base is n. The values get multiplied, right? So this one will become 2 to the power 1 into 2 square into 2 cube, karte 2 to the power 12. The base will remain as such. Now, what happens when you have the same bases in the calculation and the powers are there? The powers, they get added. So you will have 1 plus 2 से लेके 12 तक का power add हो जाएगा. This one will result in log 2 to the base n, and 2 का power 1 से लेके 12 तक का sum is given as 12 into 13 divided by 2, which is going to be 156 divided by 2. Now I am going to equate it with what is given. So I have so far 2 to the power 156 by 2 is equal to 156. अब इसको आगे प्रोसीड करने के बहुत तरीके हैं. What I will do is I'm going to get rid of log. If I get rid of log, this n moves to the other side. So I will get 2 to the power 156 by 2 is equal to n to the power 156. अगर अपन compare करें तो n is 2 to the power 1 by 2, no? Because I can write this as 2 to the power 1 by 2 का power 156 is equal to n to the power 156. केवल compare करना है. Apple के साथ, banana के साथ, right? So I can see that n is going to be half power of 2, which is nothing but square root of 2. Eleventh, let's try this. Okay, these are 2 into, ठीक है, इसको square root मत समझ लेना. These all are 2 into, because the square roots have to be written so huge, so that's why it looks little below. This is actually multiplied. Two into root 3 plus. C or D. If they're very far, right? 2 by 3 is less than 1, 3 by 4 is more than 1. बहुत दूर है वो. No one? Okay. So, of course, if we start with log, it will become difficult. So, what we are going to do is, we are going to say कि चलो ये y है या x है, whatever you feel like. Okay. So, let's take this as x. Suppose this is x. And if you look at the pattern, can I say this is also x? So, can we say that x is equal to whole under root 3 plus 2x? ऐसा लिख सकते हैं अपन कि नहीं? ये बताओ दो बस. Is it possible? Right? From this bracket, can we say this bracket is same as the original bracket which I've assumed as x? Now, when I see a question or something square root like this, I don't open this square and get a quadratic and solve. मैं इधर तुक्का मार रहा होता हूँ. So 3 से ज़्यादा है. So if I put x is equal to 1, this one will become root 5. Root 5 is 2 point something, पर x को तो 1 बोला था. If I take x is equal to 2, this will be 4 plus 3, 7. Square root of 7 is 3 point something, पर मैंने तो 2 बोला था. If I take x is equal to 3, 3 into 2, 6 plus 3, 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So it makes sense. So can I say x is equal to 3? बस x3 आ गया. The moment I get x is equal to 3, the question changes to log 3 to the base 27 ka power 1 by 2, which is nothing but log 3 to the base 3 to the power 3 by 2. 27 is what? 3 cube, no? So 3 cube. Now what happens when you have a power in the base? The power comes in the front, inverted, inverse hota hai, right? So 3 by 2 will become 2 by 3 log 3 to the base 3, which is nothing but 1, so it results in 2 by 3. So C becomes your answer. Okay, so if you will start with the log part to solve it, you will become confused as to what to take y, because if you take the entire thing as y, the inner part is not y. It is something of powers y minus something, right? थोड़ा लंबा चला जाएगा. So आप log ignore करो, see what that pattern is, simplify it first, and then solve it much faster, right? Okay, 12th. Another question on log, very straightforward. You have to reach to x, so you have to defeat all the villains, all the logs, as in get rid of the logs. The only way to get rid of the logs is the base will move to the other side, another log, base another side, another log. ऐसे चलते रहेगा, and eventually you will reach x. Let's see how many can solve this. It's not difficult. It's actually one of the easiest types of questions you get in log. Everyone who is present, please do like. And people who are just watching, not being active in the chat, please do subscribe so that you can be active in the chat and ask your queries. Thank you, Diluted Gaming. People are getting Bravo as the answer. ठीक है, देखते हैं. So if I remove this log, this 8 will move to the other side and it will push 1 by 3 to its power. That's how log happens, right? So the next step will be 4 times log base 25, 3 plus log base 4, 1 plus 3 log x to the base 3, पहला bracket, दूसरा bracket, third bracket is equal to 8 to the power 1 by 3 and cube root of 8 is 2. Now this 4 will move to the other side. It will become 2 by 4, 1 by 2. Not writing that step क्योंकि वो left hand side पूरा लिखना पड़ता है. Next, when we remove log, that 25 will move to the other side and it will become 25 to the power 1 by 2 because 2 by 4, 1 by 2 present tha. And we'll be left with 3 plus log to the base 4, 1 plus 3 log x to the base 3 and just one bracket. So we are done with it. 25 ka square root is 5 now. 3 will go to the other side. It will subtract because there is a plus there. So it will become 2. Now this log goes away. So that 4 moves to the other side. So it will become 4 square, which is going to be 1 plus 3 log x to the base 3, which is 16. अब ये 1 उधर जाएगा. It will make that 15 and this 3 will go. It will give you 15 by 3, which is 5. Next log. So it will become 3 to the power 5, which is 243. So 243 is your answer. Good. Okay, so this is, do you guys know that we are having an open mock CAT? The window is for 10 days. So it started today and the last day is 21st of August. So you can write your exam any day of this. Okay. And the questions are very, very, accurately and curatively it has been prepared. Very similar to the CAT exam. Okay. The attempt will be given to you how a faculty is going to, attempt it. like Vikas sir, Gaurav sir, Saral sir, or maybe I, maybe Gautam, maybe Srini sir. Okay, so one of the faculties who have achieved 99 or 100 percentile in their CAT exam, they are going to show you how to attempt a paper like that and give the analysis as to paper was easy or difficult. Okay, so this is an important one. You will also get to know from your report card as to what are your strong points and what are your weaknesses. And then, of course, the CAT strategy discussion will be there. So just don't go for the discussion part. Attempt the paper. Don't worry about your score. See what the actual paper looks like and then see how others attempt it. Okay. So has anyone given this mock so far? अभी तक? एक बार diluted gaming, एक ही बार. 2 बार क्यों दोगे? सेम पेपर, ज्यादा नंबर नहीं आ जाएंगे? अखिल, जैन, सूरज अभी तक दिया? वरुण, have you guys given this mock yet? आज ही से लाइव हुआ है, so it will be there for 10 days. If you haven't, please make sure that by this weekend you write down this, you give this mock. Okay, and people who are new to us, please, if you are looking for CAT 2022 preparation, you can join our comprehensive program. So there is almost like a little over 3 months left. So what do you get? You get 135 plus live sessions by serial 99 percentiles like me. There are more than 90 topics covered in all the 3 sections combined. Total 300 plus recorded sessions, and those are very clear, high definition recorded sessions. You will get 70 plus full length mock tests for all the exams, over 10,000 practice questions and over 1,500 class sheets ke questions. You will also be getting 4 books on VRC, DILR and QA, and you will be given 5 live and 10 recorded sessions for GDPI, which is again very important. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe the channel, and do follow us on Instagram, YT and Facebook. And if you guys are having any doubts, please join our doubts channel on Telegram. Link is in the description below. Okay. Thank you everyone. Take care.